17, new business, for number 2 and 5, so. Councillor DeBrule.
Yeah, I brought the invitation from the Community Connect Hub or Innovation Hub forward for their upcoming Truth and Reconciliation Workshop, Decolonization with Norm Rich, on Saturday, the April 15th. I'll be attending business that I run, but I know that there's a few others that are attending, which is curious whether or not we're attending on official business or whether or not we're on personal title, or if we have a position in that workshop.
Kind of a good national network.
What is it?
It is a workshop for truth and reconciliation for decolonization. John Leach is going to be the speaker.
What does that mean? That's why I'm attending. That would I mean, there is a process of colonization, and I guess I'm curious what the process of decolonization is and how that is proposed or how that is envisioned. Because it's easier to colonize something or to envision something to be colonized than envisioning it to be decolonized. That's why
Oh, I think that's basically what all of it is. I've been to a couple of workshops where they kind of do a roundtable introduction, so you introduce yourself either as a counselor or as Henry or both. And I did do a little bit of a Zoom workshop on the decolonization, and they actually had a panel from various different places, so maybe they'll have something like that set up and we'll just kind of be there to learn. I'm hoping.
I've got the official pamphlet here, and it says about a one-day workshop that provides you with a safe space for conversations on Indigenous worldviews, impacts of colonization and deconstruction of colonial. Thank you. You will gain cultural competence in bridging the gap between Indigenous and non-Indigenous communities through a journey of self-reflection, healing, and reconnection. That answers it. Yeah.
the fact that there was an official invite to council that appeared upon our still attending based on personal title and whatever roles we have in the community. Right.
We got for district historical society.
Yes, I would like to propose that we do offer a room at no fee. And before it comes up about the Lillooet District Historical Society being a nonprofit, the Brysons have been caretakers of a district asset for 50 years. So I think that's very important to acknowledge that. And I think it's important that we don't expect the society to pay for that space. I don't know how big a room or anything, but I would like to see us put that to work.
I think it is wonderful that the Lillooet District Society is wanting to bestow this on the Bryson family. Pretty much every random fact that I know about Lillooet, I learned from Mrs. Hilda Bryson and others in the Bryson family. They definitely have been like the living archive for Lillooet, for their history and everything else, but I don't think we should support the request, because if we waive this fee for them, we're gonna have every community member group wanting to have fees waived. But what I would suggest is this would actually fall, I believe, under the Lillooet Community Fund. And the Lillooet Community Fund is offering grants up to $1,000 for eligible organizations. They're still taking applications up until April 15th. And I think that this really follows more under that request than us, putting a fee here for. Councillor Beacon.
Yes, I would like to, not argue that point. I understand where you're coming from, acting mayor, but I think the fact that they have been caregivers for a district asset, a totally different thing than, like I say, we have two main assets, the Miyazaki House, the museum, and the people that take care of that as volunteers. I don't think it's a big deal that we waive rent on a room. It's not the same as within the Lions agreement. We still have the Lions or, you know, so many other things. And it's just because they were caregivers of a district asset that I think we should do.
Yes, Councillor Doolin.
Similar to our request from the Little Ones Rescue Society, these are not significant financial requests that are being forwarded, $290, or in the case of the Rescue Society, I'm not real sure what room rental is, but likely not significant. It is, you know, and it may not, you know, it may appear different, you know, a rescue society versus a historical society, but then you start debating, you know, on the community contributions that each of these societies have, and I think they're all valuable, and I don't think necessarily one is more valuable than the other. And like I said, it's only a small token. It's, you know, really is incremental in the total greater scheme of things. So I'm really inclined to say, but at the same time, indeed, you sort of open up you set a precedent for someone else to come in and maybe their story is not as compelling as this one, slightly less. And then, so I do believe that we have a policy in place with regard to contributions. And so while I sympathize with and commend the efforts of the Historical Society to honor the Bryson family, I think as a district, we should have a fairly clear policy that if you want to hold events or that sort of stuff, or if you want to build, you know, something, then there are other avenues to seek support rather than seeking a waiver of permit fees or rental fees.
I'd like to banter back and forth. I'm going to make a suggestion, though, that maybe the Historical Society could team up with Miyazaki House. They have the kitchen, they have the wherewithal. I don't know. Possibility that they would waive their fees.
Yeah, say something.
I have no idea. I'm just on council.
I'm
So it's entirely up to council if you want to engage with something.
to go for it.
It's just a way for the community itself to say thank you. It's not asking for much, it's not asking for any money. It's just a way to say thank you to a family that deserves to be thanked. And it's not just the Bryson family. We're also thanking Brooks, Dr. Brooks and his wife for all the years that they spent with the Historical Society, making sure that Litwood's history stays alive. It wasn't for the Bryson family, actually, we all know first mayor of Litwood was Bryson. They deserve this honor, and again, it's your way of just saying thank you. That's all right. Every business in town that comes to, every business is giving for this to help. All that the businesses are giving, we are putting together for a raffle. The money that is raised is going to help pay for the dinner stuff, but not only the dinner, these gifts that we are giving them for thanking them for what they've done. And any money's left over, the Bryson family would love to donate it to the museum in the Bryson family name. And as you know, this district society has not come forward. They don't want any more money than what the district has already given them for the museum. We need to do whatever we can to get that extra money so that we can keep that museum open till the end of this year. So it's not asking, like I say, for much from the district, from just a room for one day. That's it. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, Mr. Goforth. Yeah, no, it is a wonderful honor to bestow on to the Brysons. That I am going to stick that it would be opening up things for other community groups and the Lillooet Community Fund. They are offering grants. And the applications are still open until April 15th. Councillor McNary.
When is this, directed to Kevin? When is this, dinner supposed to happen, Kevin?
27th of this month.
Is there any other way that anybody knows?
The community, the Lillooet Community Fund is the system that was set up by the municipality through council, as a way of providing such funds, so that there be a fair system, transparent system for everyone to go through. If an application received by the 15th, I don't think decision will be made in time, fortunately. That's the system that the policy says we're supposed to use to prevent that onslaught of requests. If someone on council wants to entertain this, you could move, someone could second it, you could vote on it to provide a grant in aid in contradiction to the policy. That's council's right, that's council's policy. Bylaw saying you can't do this. To council. Give grant to me.
What's the room with this to rent?
For 8 hours, it's about 200.
Just curious, does through the acting mayor? Does the foundation cover costs for renting a room? Or is it more for, we want to buy ropes, like for the Rescue Society? I'm just curious, does anybody know what the criteria of that grant is?
Mr. Taylor.
So the grant is for a maximum of $1,000 for eligible volunteer or service organizations. Who further the social, cultural, artistic, educational, and recreational well-being of the Lillooet residents. It's fairly broad. And there's a quite a bit of discretion that the community fund has taken in recommending these grants to council. Pending council is kind of that second sober thought, so they can look again if they feel that the community fund is completely overstepped and granted monies that they shouldn't have, and council can say no. But it is fairly broad. It's just meant to be the betterment of the community.
And it wouldn't happen.
No, the intake closes on April 15th. The committee will be meeting on April 27th, and it will be before council on May 2nd.
I think it just answered my question. The question was, you told us that we could still go ahead with this and give them money somehow.
No, it would have to be the donation of the room for this event, because the Lillooet Community Fund is meant to be for something that hasn't happened yet. The grant funds aren't for something retroactive.
I apologize for making it so tough for you.
Not the first time, will be the last.
Mr. Taylor.
impasses like this, I normally suggest that someone just make a motion and that council vote on it.
Oh, I thought I did. I'll make the motion that we donate the room. Sorry.
So,
Do we have a seconder?
I'll second that.
may I use the wording that the district supplied the Lillooet District Historical Society with a room in the rec center gratis for the rest of the family dinner?
All in favor? Opposed?
I vote as needed.
Can I make a motion? Uh, uh, Can I make a motion that the District of Lillooet finds a way to express its gratitude to the Bryson family for 50 years of looking after the museum and keeping Lillooet's history alive?
I didn't understand what he said, but you know.
Mr. Taylor?
Sorry, I was about to say the exact same thing. Is there, in terms of it being a motion that should stand on its own, is there any direction for what that looks like? That's very broad for a motion that's that have to act on.
Well, and I'm not very, I think it would be proper to express our gratitude, in which form that may appear. I don't know whether we have district things that we can engrave or present, or if there is another means to such. And but like I said, I think it is I feel that it is appropriate to make that and to express the gratitude.
Taylor?
And the dollar value?
Thought someone was gonna say that.
Sorry, it's, I mean, we can express gratitude with a tick parade or with a cookie. But the motion is, has been made and there is a second. Like to do one.
Have a seconder.
I'm sure staff can find the appropriate amount for it. Like I said, it's not. And like I said, I don't know the arsenal of, I mean, there's we give, what is it? We have to. I don't know. There is with the little, we nominate people to be something.
Freedom of the municipality.
Whatever. And whether it's something to that effect, or whether it's indeed, you know, a something, the memorial or like that. All I need
I'm
is
not sure what we're motioning here, I'm sorry.
Actually, now that I've got that explanation, that's clear. So it is that you'll find a way to express its gratitude to the Bryson family for their years of stewardship of the Lillooet District Historical Society.
Do I have a seconder? So we, all in favor? All opposed? Thank you very much. Okay, number 18, media and public question period. The meeting is now open to questions from the media and public. Do we have any questions? Mrs. Blackman?
Just a big thank you for approving the water conservation. I've been campaigning for this for many years. Something to happen. And I make a suggestion that the DOL has a full page ad every month in the newspaper. Could we not designate a portion of that page to educating people, making them aware of the amount of water this community uses each month. And you could catch their eye by calling it what's on tap and do some educating. There's so many people in this community who think their grass will be healthier if they put lots and lots on it. And it's the complete opposite. But education is a big thing. And I know a couple of years ago, you can phone Kamloops, their water department, they're full of ideas and suggestions. And they do a yearly 2-page newspaper that they put out with all kinds of hints and information that they put out to the community. They put it into a newspaper. They actually get it and they buy it. Yeah, it's making people aware, and please put it in imperial gallons, not liters. Meters.
You know this.
Young people.
I don't know what you mean. The kids
Young
are nothing.
people do.
Have any more questions? Okay, so someone moved that the April 4, 2023 regular council meeting be adjourned at 7:27 PM. Councillor Reid, second Councillor Lenari, all in favor, all opposed? Okay, thank you, everybody.